Blaze. Greetings, greetings. I hope everyone is having a good start to the week. Hello, Killer Stapler, as well as No Joke in the Lichess chat. Greetings, No Joke Chess. Let's accept a random challenge here. Get this popping. Hello, Numeroid as well. Okay, B-Null, good luck. Let's do this thing. E4. We're playing 3+0 Blitz for the next 2 hours. And I'm feeling like a closed Sicilian right now. I actually have not played much myself in the past few days. I've been out of town. So, today might be your chance to defeat me when I'm a little bit rusty, perhaps. I did play some in-person chess, though, so I'm not completely rusty. Hello, likes, by the way. Let me adjust my webcam just a little bit, because you guys can't see the time. That's an issue. You can't see the clock. Okay. Capture's not perfect, but hopefully that's all right. Let's play knight GE2. Hello, full-time Jerry. I'm doing all right, Likes. Yeah, I was in New Orleans for my brother's bachelor party. It was a ton of fun. I got back yesterday. Got back pretty smoothly, and I'm glad my voice is feeling okay now. My voice was like pretty beat up, I gotta say, for the past 2 days, but it's recovered nicely today. Yeah, New Orleans is an awesome city. I love it. We had a great time. I'm sure I'll be talking a little bit about it on stream. Here, I'm opening the diagonal. My spidey sense tells me that there's weakness here on the diagonal, c6, and also the rook on a8. Oh, yes, it was a great party. That's for sure. Hello, Bobby Blunders. Yeah, B-Null probably played b6 in order to get the bishop to b7 to kind of counteract my bishop, but you got to be careful about that e-pawn moving at all times. It definitely wasn't that Joris Bonson. Ooh, knight d4. Okay, so I've got a choice of good moves here. I think I want to take on f6. The rook is also hanging, but let's take this guy first because we kind of gain some time by attacking the bishop. Yeah, I had the pleasure of playing Jude Akers. That's right. I posted on my Twitter. I met up with him. Jude Akers is a legendary master from New Orleans. He's posted up in the French Quarter, and he's been doing that for decades, playing people on the street. He's there pretty much every day of the week, it seems to me. I'm sure there's some days that he takes off or the weather doesn't cooperate, but he's out there playing people. He's got a two-board setup, plays all comers. And last time I was in New Orleans was, I think, 2016, and I did not get a chance to see him. The one day I went down to the French Quarter on that trip, he wasn't there, but this time he was. And I had a couple guys with me from the bachelor party, and I played a blindfold game against one of Jude Akers' friends, who I think manages his social media. Really nice lady. So I played a blindfold game against her just for fun. And one of my friends, I had him play Jude. So I put down the $5. I was like, Justin, you're playing Jude Akers. This is going to be a memorable experience for you. And he did, and Jude was really gracious to talk with us and hang out a little bit. It was a great time. My friend did not beat Jude Akers, but he put up a good fight. John, you look different. Well, I did just get back from a trip, but hopefully I haven't aged or anything on this trip. All right, so I'm just up the material needed to win this game. Let's play rook e1, line up the king. Maybe a4 coming up. a4 seems productive. Could also play something like bishop f1. Maybe g4 even. g4 is a little aggressive. Let's just play c3 first, and then I'm going to go a4, I think. Yeah, that's right, V Miles Lifestyle. That is correct. That is who I played in a blindfold game. It was actually hilarious because Jude, one of the first things he said to me, he knew who I was, which was very flattering. But he's like, here, you got to play Bailey. He's like, turn around, turn around. I'm like literally introducing myself to him. He's like, turn around. You got to play a blindfold game. So I just ended up playing this blindfold game against Bailey. But if you guys ever go to New Orleans, you want to play him. I saw another player playing street chess too, who I didn't know who he was, and we were just walking by as a group, so I didn't play him or anything. BNL, thanks for the game. Yeah, B6 was simply too aggressive or too risky here because the knight is undefended. So you want to castle in this position. You could play your bishop to D7 later, or let's say you castle and I castle. A common plan would be rook B8 followed by B5. Get the rook off of this diagonal with the bishop. Play for B5, B4. But yeah, thanks for the game. All right, we got over 100 challenges here. This is awesome. Oh, Mr. Nedo. All right, I think I know who this is. Good luck. I think this is Matt. He follows me on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to Matt. We're getting the game in, buddy. I hope you're there. Yeah, I think it's called the Chess Cave, V Miles. The Chess Cave. Oh, Matt, are you there? We're going to have to move on, buddy, if you're not there. I'll give you 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, this is brutal. He's probably going to tweet about it later. But we got to keep the train rolling. All right. Patty Melt, you're next. R.I.P. Matt, indeed. Okay. Let's play knight f6 here. Did you guys see Magnus is the only player currently rated over 2,800 classical? Because Fabiano lost today to Grandmaster Jumbayev. Well, not Jumbayev. Congratulations to him. Knocked out Fabiano in the World Cup. And Fabiano's rating has now fallen below 2,800. So Magnus is the only guy above 2,800 FIDE. Ding Liren is in second, yeah. Which is kind of funny because Ding Liren has been relatively inactive compared to these guys. Also, I mean, in fairness, there hasn't been a whole lot of classical. Am I taking testosterone pills? Even your voice sounds different. Well, as I said at the start of this stream, I lost my voice like 2 days ago, so I'm recovering. That's why my voice sounds ragged. But no, I'm not taking testosterone. Yeah, I think Ding is $27.99. Play Queen A5, line up against the king. Ooh, this is another case where I'm thinking about trying to tee off on this rook here. Knight takes D5, probably the move, which I actually could have done on the previous move. I should have done on the previous move. I gave white a chance to play bishop B2, but we're still going to get this move in. Discovery. Ding is your Catalan inspiration. Nice. Yeah, Ding is an interesting case where the guy's just like super strong, of course, but for some reason, he has not had the best results recently. I don't know if the online format just didn't suit him. He just doesn't seem to excel with the online games. I know he was playing at odd times, oftentimes being in China, and had some logistical issues. But I will be very curious to see what happens when he starts playing classical more actively. I wonder why he didn't play in the World Cup. Anyone know? Did he say? Let's take. Do you enjoy it when they decline the Benko? You know, I gotta say, I don't really fully trust the Benko period these days. I think it's a pretty dubious opening with our current understanding of chess openings assisted by Stockfish and Leela chess. So I don't mind if they decline it. I actually think the most challenging lines are the accepted variations. But I still play it because I think it's a decent way to unbalance the position in blitz, but I would not rely on the Benko as my main weapon in classical anymore. There was a time where I did that along with other players, but at the grandmaster level, the Benko is considered a very risky opening for black these days. Yeah, I could see travel being difficult from China. Yeah, perhaps some of the hurdles he would have needed to navigate. Let's take the pawn. What do I think about the Traxler? Decent surprise weapon for black. I usually just take on f7 with the bishop and then play bishop b3. But even there, I think black gets some compensation. I'm sure modern day engines hate the Traxler for black. I'm sure they will say clear advantage white. But that shouldn't deter you necessarily. I mean, Lichess gives d5 on move 1 against e4, my beloved Skandy, a dubious mark. So that doesn't deter me from playing it. Would I play it today? Play what today? The Traxler? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The Stockfish auto analysis gives it a dubious mark. What is the mainstream opening that it just gives like a straight up question mark to? I'm trying to remember. I don't know actually, but I saw it the other day. King's Indian defense? I don't think it's the King's Indian. Bomb Cloud? Well, of course, yeah. England deserves d4, e5. That deserves a question mark. Because unlike the Skandy, the pawn is not defended. Hello, City Scout. Let's go here. All right. Let's try to cook Patty Melt here with bishop a6. The clock is already toasting them a little bit. Attack this. I'm up a pawn here, but it's still a game. There's still plenty of play left in this position. Let's go here. Offer a queen trade. And Patty Melt just did not make it on the clock. Yeah, so b3, kind of like in the previous game in the close Sicilian. I mean, this move is possible here, but I do think it's dubious. That being said, I straight up missed my opportunity to play knight takes d5, which is kind of funny because I have played, I think, this exact position before, but wasn't paying attention. Played queen a5. Kind of was expecting white to play bishop b2 here, which is what white should do. Yes, thank you for the game, Patty Melt. Let's get back in the mix here. Thank you, D-Pawn Opener. Hunter72. All right. We'll play another knight f6 game. This time I'll try to get into a Nimzo. One of the best openings against d4. Very difficult opening to get an advantage in. Hence why a lot of people play knight f3 or g3 on move 3. Let's go here. Okay, h6. And if takes, I might take here. We'll see. I think it might be time to capture. Well, let's play ambitious, actually. g5 followed by knight e4. Have I ever played the Latvian Gambit in a tournament? No. I think I've only played the Latvian Gambit itself maybe once or twice. Can't say that I've really played it in tournaments before. Ooh, this might be a blunder due to queen a4. You got to watch the move queen a4 in these positions. How do I want to treat this? Do I take first and then d6? That might be the way to do it. Let's play that. Take. And then here. So no queen a4 to worry about because, my bishop would have been loose there. Now I want to go f5. Building the reverse bathtub pawn structure. And defending the knight on e4. Sometimes black goes h5, h4. Sometimes they just maneuver. White's got these long-term weaknesses. I think black's a little bit better in this position. White plays h3. All right, let's bring this out. I'm not going to take this bishop. Have I played against Carlsen? Yes, we played one time. I think it was in a Lichess Bullet Arena. It did not go well for me. But I hope to play him again. Do you think the reverse bathtub or the bathtub with the knight sitting in it is more beneficial? Well, I would say reverse bathtub with the knight sitting on the underside of the tub, of the inverted tub, in this case, f6 or g6, would be ideal. but mileage may vary depending upon the position. We can take this pawn now because white severed the defense. The queen is no longer defending the pawn on g2. Man, I really hope my voice holds up for the next hour and 45 minutes. I think it will, but I almost had to tell No Joke Chess I wasn't going to be able to make it today. But I hate to cancel stuff in general, so I was like, I woke up this morning. I almost messaged him last night, like, dude, my voice is like rough. But I got some good sleep last night, and I staged a miraculous recovery. All right, let's take here. We'll let him get that check in. And we'll play king e7. I think my king's safe. I need some ginger or something. I should have bought some ginger tea. Rook f1, I'll meet with rook f8. Dispute white's play down the file. White wanted rook f7 though, so we'll just shut it down. If your voice goes, you can continue explaining through the medium of dance. Yes. Knight f8, there is no mate. Attack the bishop. Also deter queen g6, which I kind of sense white was aiming for. Hello, just very twitchy. Yeah, shout out to everyone watching on Lichess. How many viewers do we have right now? Hard for me to tell, actually, because I don't have the main Lichess page open. 278 viewers. And thanks to the YouTube viewers as well. I believe we're being simulcast on YouTube. You know what? I should pull up the Lichess YouTube. Because I say this every week. And I give the usual caveat that I'm not following the YouTube chat, but we have 115 people watching on YouTube. I'm gonna turn on the YouTube chat as well, just to follow you guys over there. So shout out to you viewers as well on YouTube. Let's take and play d5. Trades are good here. You know, nothing new under the sun. When you're up material, big time material, generally you're trying to trade down. You'll still look to be aggressive. You still may attack, but trading down is your friend because you're going to win in the endgame oftentimes if you continue trading. Good move here by white, menacing this move. I think I'm just going to focus on coordination. Check, I'll go back here. You see how that knight just deters future checks? Like there's no queen g6 because my knight covers. White goes here, I can take or maybe deliver a check of my own on that square. We shall see. We might have to add an exclamation point voice command. We can put, John lost his voice after visiting a very loud club in New Orleans at his brother's bachelor party, and he is fine and he's recovering. Checkmate threat here. And mate on e2. Okay. We both had our knights on the F file here, F1 and F8 respectively. Thank you to 172 for the game. Yeah, I think this setup is not so great for white. I've played this sort of thing myself from the white side, but when black gets to play bishop takes c3 and white's saddled with these pawn weaknesses, and you can't offload them easily with c5, and also the dark square bishop is blunted, I do think black's a little bit better here. So I would kind of rethink the opening strategy, Hunter, although these are not moves that you should lose that much sleep over because you are playing logical moves. But I personally think lines like queen c2, e3, those tend to work out better for white than this knight f3, bishop g5 approach. Okay, thanks for the game. Champion 2029, let's do it. We have a voice command now. Nice. Thank you, No Joke Chess, and potentially some other mods as well. Let's play TeamSkandy. Yeah, we visited a place called I can't even remember the name of it. It was on Bourbon Street though. And it was a very loud club playing rock music, like a live rock band that was actually very, very good. And they were playing like classic 80s hits, John Bon Jovi, Journey, Boston, AC/DC, all music I really like. So I was doing some singing along. And also I was just trying to talk to other guys in the group and, people we met. And you know how when you're in just a suit, like you can barely hear the person next to you. You're going to be talking a little bit louder, a lot louder, and straining your voice. That happened to me. So that's why I lost my voice. John is playing the highly dubious voice gambit, New Orleans variation. Yes. This is a good move, bishop e2, because white's trying to avoid pawn structure damage. I'm going to play knight c6. Now, I might take here. I might do this. The engine tends not to like this, but you know what? We're going to try to play like a champion and go after white's king. Well, I know V-Miles, but I just got caught up in the moment. It's one of those things you don't realize how much damage you've done to your voice until after the fact. Thank you, Aquatic. Yeah, I think it's just purely voice strain. I'm like Mariah Carey or someone. I needed to take a day or two off of streaming, teaching to let my voice recover. Okay, now I could check here. It's castle, though. We went on a swamp tour as well, which was a blast. You guys ever been on a swamp tour? We were at Honey Island outside of New Orleans. Some protected wetlands. Do I take with the rook or the knight? I mean, I think knight is usually the way you want to take here because I would threaten knight f3. But I kind of want to take with the rook to try to swing it over, but I think knight is better. I mean, he might go knight f4, though, is the only thing. But we'll see how white responds. Did you see any snakes? I didn't see any snakes, actually, although they said that there were a ton of variety of snakes around. We saw plenty of gators. I think I'm going to take here. I could also win the queen with this, but I'm going to take here. Plenty of gators, which evidently can grow up to... Oh! Definitely should have played knight f3. Evidently can grow up to 14 feet. Which is like two Giannis Antetokounmpos stacked on top of each other. And we also saw a wild boar, which honestly for me was like the highlight of that swamp tour. The wild boar, I mean, incredible. It came swimming up to our boat. Let me think how I want to play this here. I need to focus. Let's go here. This queen is getting perhaps trapped. I have ways I can fork. I might get out, though. This is still tricky for white, though, yes. Yes, boars are very good swimmers. Oh, my. This is disgusting. I'm sorry, champion. That is a disgusting checkmate. I apologize. You sneakily won my queen, but that is not what you had in mind, I'm sure. That was a helpmate, queen h1. I feel bad about that because you were outplaying me. Yeah, I think queen h5 here. You keep the h1 square open for your king. On queen h5, I was probably going to play knight f3 check and then e6. Black has some play for sure. It's tricky with the pair of knights near your king and also your queen. You got to dodge all these forks. Like, you probably saw that these ones would be met by knight f3 or knight e2 respectively, but... Or actually, I guess here I just take, but queen h4, knight f3. But yeah, it chose the wrong square there. Let's just see what the eval was. I'm kind of curious. I made the classic mistake of just assuming my opponent had blundered. But nope, I was the one who blundered. This is plus 4.5 for white. Oof. Smothered mate. Shout out to our chest, though. Okay. Thanks for the game, champion. Topsy-turvy game there. Okay, everyone sucks but me. Let's go. Let's play a bird. Hello, Sukure. But yeah, boars can swim. And we saw a boar. I think she was like 175 pounds, this boar. That was a female, evidently, according to the guide. Like, swam right up to the boat. And I was impressed by how, like, these animals can grow up to, like, 300 pounds. How good of swimmers they were. I mean, they're on the shore, obviously. But they go in the water and they'll hunt and get food and stuff. And even the gators do not mess with the boars. Even these massive prehistoric predators, the alligators, do not mess with the wild boars. Because their bite is nasty, evidently, if you get bit by a boar. They are invasive species. Yeah, that makes sense. John, you should do an audio book maybe on boars. Not a bad idea. They also smell nasty. Well, I'm sure in the swamp, not much smells very pleasant. Okay, what to do here? Maybe c4? This seems premature, but I'm not sure. E3 also comes to mind. Let's just play c4. We'll close it down a little bit. Which are the more threatening animal, boars or geese? Geese are definitely aggressive animals. You don't want to mess with geese. We've got a lot of Canadian geese around here, and they will hiss at you. They will chase you. Yes, they are. All right, now let's mix it up and go here and here. Black's making an effort to shut down the b4 move, which is smart. But let's try to get the knight to b5. Is there any opening called the boar? The boar. No, but there is the boar attack, named after FIDE Master Karl Bohr from Ohio. And that is in the Slav, the exchange Slav, which has a reputation as being a pretty dry opening, right? So like d4, d5, c4, c6, c takes d5, c takes d5. Then I think is it f3 right away there, or knight c3, knight f6, and then f3? It might be knight c3, knight f6, and then f3. Basically, white tries to get in e4 quickly. It's the boar attack. But I don't think there's a boar attack. No. And it would violate the famous line that we know. We've talked about it before. Several times, actually, that generally you don't want to play openings named after animals. That's a well-known piece of advice in the chess world. Openings that are named after animals, you take your life into your own hands when you play them. Maybe this. I feel like knight d4 is going to be coming, though. But I got to try to get out of this bind a little bit, so I'm going to go here. Play the rat. Yeah, as I'm playing the bird opening. Yeah, that's debatable, though, Pitch Bucket, because, yes, this is named after Henry Bird. I think I have to take that knight as much as I would actually prefer not to. The threats on b3. I mean, maybe I could sack an exchange and claim some compensation. Don't know, though. I could take here and do this. I'm not liking my position. I got to be honest. I'm just not liking it very much. I'm going to sack an exchange. I'm going to let him play knight b3 in a bid for counterplay. Okay, didn't do it. Now let's go here. I'm still not actually threatening this because of knight c2, but let's cover the b3 square for now. Well, if he takes, I would have to take with the pawn maybe. Okay, this is really, again, don't play openings named after animals, even if it's actually a person with an animal name. Now black should take here. Yeah. Let's take. My king is looking a little exposed here, but let's see what happens. Bishop here. Maybe take here. I don't know. I'm kind of scared. My king is naked. I might not even take this. I'm attacking this guy, but I might not even take if allowed. It's going to come down to the clock, though. Oh. Yeah, I'm really dropping stuff today. As I said at the outset of the stream, today is the day to beat me. I'm surprised no one noted that in the chat that my rook on e1 was just hanging. You guys are slipping too. Maybe you guys are rusty as well. Hurry. He's bailing us out. Oh. I thought he was going to take this way, so I was ready to attack him. But all right, well, that was a forgettable game. Let's see how many question marks that game had. First one. Nope. That was the first one. C4 was not good. The engine wants me to play 95. It wants me to open and attack down this diagonal. We've had several games already where attacks down the diagonal are the theme. So, okay. Yeah, this kind of felt like it was slipping away. I think black played really well at this stage. I really wanted to avoid, queen takes e3, knight c2 is maybe the most direct way to do this. Yeah, I straight up hung the rook on e1. Didn't even see that this was, I was focused on my counterattack. So a lot of question marks on my part, but thank you for the game. Everyone sucks but me. Okay, Gold Cat, 23-7. All right, now we got to focus. Gold Cat is a strong player here. Yeah, I usually don't play with the sounds on. That is true. Hey, Polar Bear. It was awesome. I had a great time. It was really a lot of fun. Okay, this looks suspicious for Gold Cat, because now I'm going to castle, maybe a quick knight b5. I think he has to be pretty careful here. I am keeping an eye on the YouTube chat, as I see. Someone was asking about my voice. I guess they're on YouTube, so they can't see the Twitch thing. But yeah, I lost my voice a couple days ago, and it's only now just coming back. Okay, knight d4. I want to attack this knight. Maybe knight e2 or just knight f3. Let's go knight e2. I don't want to block my bishop, so we're going to go here. Now I'm threatening stuff like bishop e3 or perhaps knight b5. Knight b5 piling on the knight could be good. Was that a glitch on move 5? No, that is the infamous en passant move. Google en passant. You can also go to Anarchy Chess. They'll tell you all about it. The Anarchy Chess Reddit. Everyone knows the meme here. Yes. We'll go here. Cut off the bishop. It's against the rules of chess to decline en croissant. Yeah. No, en passant is an optional rule for those who are not in the know. If you're going to use it, though, if you're going to make that capture, it has to be immediately after the opponent has done it. Let's go knight e4. We're going to threaten this, maybe bishop g5. I'm keeping bishop g5 in reserve. I feel like I got to strike quickly or black may defend. Yeah, bishop c6 is annoying. I think that's a good move. So now if I take here, he gets this in. But I do have rook d7. I'm not sure how well that turns out for me, though. I'm seeing some weird stuff here, though. Let's think about this for a second. I don't have time, though. I can't spare the time. Maybe just bishop e2? That's lame. I don't know. Here, check. King e8. Bishop b5. Bishop takes h1. I don't know if I quite have. Let's try it. I'm going to try it. I might lose this game, but I feel like I should have lost 2 games by now, so let's try it. I can't resist. He's debating. If this here, check. It's going to get weird because I'm going to have multiple pieces under attack. Well, okay, I can play rook g1 after I check. Maybe that's not so bad, but we'll see. I think Goldcat is the player who played the white side of the French against me and knew a ton of theory. We had a highly theoretical game. I hope the ambulance is coming to pick Goldcat up and not me. Goldcat didn't take the pawn on f3, though. All right, let's develop now. I'm going to let him take because I'm going to go check if he does. Just develop. Could also take on f6 was fine, I'm sure. Probably good. Can't let him develop easily, though. He's still got to figure out how to get this knight in the game. It's tricky. Rook here. Rook d8, I can trade and go rook d1. Looking a little tricky for black. Yeah, we're definitely better here, but it's maybe not fatal for black or anything. I think he should go here. Just try to develop. He's going to dispute. Let's go for the pawn. We're going to pick this pawn up. Nice light square bishop here. Very good piece. Bishop here. Let's do this. Wait a minute. Okay, go back. Let's take here. Time. Okay, totally winning position now. And checkmate. Okay. All right, I'm glad I didn't have to play with just a couple seconds left. Good game, Goldcat. Let's take a look. I am curious if bishop takes f3 was a good move there. I felt like I had an attack, but I don't know that I executed it all that well. Let's see. This was the moment I spent a significant amount of time on. I spent like 45 seconds on this move. Okay, the engine doesn't mind it. It doesn't say it's the best move. Likes h4. H4, honestly, is not a move I don't think I would play here. Not a move I would probably think about much. There's also bishop e2. It makes some sense. Defends f3. But the main thing I was calculating, knight takes c5, bishop takes. I was going to check here, but the engine likes this move. Okay, so I was thinking check, and now king e8, and I got this issue that the rook's under attack. Also, the knight is only shakily defending the rook, and black might be threatening b6. So I was thinking here, take. This is my original calculation. And then move the rook somewhere. Yeah, check. Or I think I was considering this as well. But evidently, I don't have enough here. It looks so dangerous for black. Black's forced into discoveries, but the fact that my rook is hanging at all times is a problem. Yeah, so that might have been interesting to play, even if the engine says white has good attacking chances here. That would have been a lot to figure out with the amount of time that I had. So thanks to the game, Gold Cat. Let's go to the next one here. Nacho Games Pro. Shout out to Ash Winnie on the YouTube chat. Says Lichess is best for chess. All right. All right, let's play c5. Hello, Walter Ego, and also Dark Project. Shall we play a Najdorf? Oh, I had some beignets. I had some on the last day we were there yesterday, Jaybird. Fun little fact, useful fact, tip, if you will. So there's a place in New Orleans that's famous for their beignets, which are basically like fried donuts with powdered sugar on them. The New Orleans staple. They're really good. Now, there's a place called Café du Monde in the French Quarter, and it's a place that's always busy. If you go at peak times, you might be waiting in line for, I don't know, an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if you want to get beignets there. But you can get them at the airport. There's a Café du Monde at the New Orleans International Airport, and there was no line. And it's a legit Café du Monde. It's not a knockoff. So I highly recommend getting some there when you're either arriving or departing, or possibly both, versus standing in line at Café du Monde in the heat, more than likely. Standing in line for hours on end. John, can we go together? You know what, Cookie Beard? If you're in New Orleans and I'm in New Orleans, I'd be happy to. Don't go when it's windy or if you're wearing a black shirt. Yeah, that powdered sugar can get on you real fast. Oh, I had some amazing oysters as well on Saturday night. Some like Parmesan garlic char grilled or charbroiled oysters. Char grilled, I think. They were unbelievable. No, I didn't have any crayfish or crawfish. Didn't have any fried chicken. Didn't have any. I had some red beans and rice, I guess. I had some gumbo. Gumbo was good. Seafood gumbo. Got the two bishops here. I'm just going to defend e6, also open up the attack on the knight. Maybe could have just taken that knight on the previous move. Let's go here. I'm going to throw this move in first just to reduce white's pressure against the pawn on d6. Shay McPhee in the YouTube chat says, Oreo beignets at Luca Eats are the best. Okay. Does not like Café du Monde. Not a fan. Let's go here. There's still this pressure on the d6 square. I feel like I need my bishop on this square now. Let's go here. I'm going to keep the dark square bishop. If white can take back with the queen, I'm not interested, at least now. Although maybe I could have played check and bishop takes e4 or something. But let's just bide our time. There's no rush here. We got the long-term advantage of the bishop pair. Oh, man. Just spilled a little bit of coffee. But yeah, we got the long-term advantage of the bishop pair. We have the short-term disadvantage of coffee being spilled on us, but we're going to navigate that. I don't know how I'm still undefeated today. This is a scuffed Lichess Play stream. Again, one of you guys has to take advantage. Up a couple pawns at this point. We'll take here. 3 pawns now. Thank you, Jezreen. Thank you for tuning in from Berlin. I'm gonna have to wipe myself down. This was too big of a spill. I even have one of these cups, and I still managed to spill on myself. All right, take. White must take with a bishop because queen takes is going to run into bishop takes e4. So let's go here. Defend e6. I'm going to try to go after the pawn next. No, I missed the keyboard. Yeah, didn't spell on the keyboard. Ooh, f3 is nasty. Check. Pick up the queen. Nacho's going down. Okay, thank you for the game, Nacho. I think it's tough after you lose the dark square bishop. I would have tried to keep your dark square bishop. Admittedly, you might have felt committed when you played bishop g5 to take on f6, but probably would have been better to play something like bishop f4 right at this moment. Bishop f4, put pressure on d6. I think that would have been a little bit cleaner in terms of keeping that bishop. A lot of times white struggles to find a plan in these open Sicilian positions if their play stalls out. I've often found when both sides castle kingside and white doesn't have pawn play going in an open Sicilian, black's already somewhat better. So I wouldn't be surprised if like right around here, the engine is showing a small advantage for black. Yeah, on the order of like a quarter pawn to a half pawn. It's just tough. There's no good way to make use of your pawns. You've got a majority here, 3 versus 2, but it's not a mobile majority. Even if you try to make it a mobile majority, you're going to weaken yourself. All right. I'm going to be right back, and then we're going to continue. Give me 1 second. I had to change shorts. The coffee damage was too much. Coffee gambit accepted. I'm already playing the voice gambit, but doubling down with the coffee gambit accepted was over the top. Okay, blindfold cheese. Let's play the English this game. Yeah, Fabiano was knocked out. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. Those short matches, 2 game matches, it's rough. Blindfold says no Skandy. Yeah. I'm sorry. I could have played e4. I didn't know you wanted to play the Skandy. If I knew that, I would have played e4. All right. Let's play d3. Now, a lot of times in this line, you want to get a knight to d5. One interesting maneuver I've seen here: knight f3, knight d2, knight f1, knight e3 to get both knights aimed here. So let's maybe try for that. You can also go castles and then knight through e1 to c2 to e3 to d5. But he's playing bishop g4. Let's see where that bishop ultimately goes. Okay. Now maybe black rather is gonna go for a quick d5. I don't know, but let's just castle. Queen d7 if he wants to line up against h3. I'm gonna play knight g5 against that. Patricia, I was out of town yesterday. I just got back, so that's why we didn't have it on Sunday. We're usually doing Sundays, though. I don't know. Let's go e4. I'm going to move this knight and go for f4. Little change of plan based on what black's doing. f4. Attacking operation here. We're engaging the kingside pawns. Engaging their services. Roger Starhand on YouTube is criticizing the amount of time I took to go to the bathroom. I was changing, though. I had to find some new shorts. That coffee did a number when I spilled it. Why is the Anglo-Scandinavian bad? Good question. So the Anglo-Scandinavian is if black meets c4 with d5. Problem is, after c takes d5, white has not given up a center pawn. White still has their 2 center pawns, whereas black will have given up one of theirs. Whereas with e4, d5, there's a trade of center pawns. So that's why the Anglo-Scandinavian is a little dubious. White's going to have that central majority for the foreseeable future, if not the rest of the game. Should I go here and try to bait him into taking so I can play this? It doesn't really work, though, for me. Let's go. Let's just take now. And then I'll play knight e2, knight g3, I think. We're going to maneuver the knight over. Hopefully attack. First, we need to stabilize things, though. He might play his knight back to h7. It might actually be difficult to attack on the king side the more I look at this. So perhaps patience is the watchword here. Yeah, it does look like that, Mentos, that I'm weakening the king side, but we gain a great deal of space, and my king is, in fact, pretty safe in a lot of these positions because it's so closed at the moment. But that is a valid concern, absolutely. Let's go here. If we get a trade, we're going to take with the queen. This white bishop is a sad camper at the moment, yes. I've locked him in entirely, but just you wait. It's going to open up. He's going to be relevant again in the future. I promise you. Let's go here. See, we're already repairing some damage. We're trying to get pawns off of light squares now. Take, and then I'm going to hit the pawn on e5. Get ready to double. Thank you, Mr. Bakaji. Very kind of you to say that. I enjoy having you in the chat. Carl on YouTube says, enough with the chess content, John. Go back to men's fashion videos. I got to play faster here. Let's bring up the king. He's going to go knight f7, isn't he? We got to take and try to send that pawn to the c7 square. This is going to be tough, though. So I have a feeling this player's fast. I don't know why. Just the patron wings next to their name makes me think they're fast, even though that's completely uncorrelated, I would assume. Let's try to go here. Is he going to go back to f8? He might. No, he gives me this pawn, but this is falling apart. It's falling apart for Blindfold. Pawns are rolling. We might not have to use the bishop at this rate. I don't have auto queen on for some reason. Checkmate. No, it's not mate. We're going to force black to play a2 and deliver checkmate on b2. There we go. Good game, Blindfold. I think you were doing fine, but maybe you could have disallowed the c5 move, right? Like, I think maybe if you play something like queen e7, bring your rook over here, I might be struggling for a plan. I think when you traded queens and I got to play this move, white seems a little bit better to me. Although it's probably not much if you play something like take f6 and just solidify e5. I mean, I can double, but you're ready to dispute the file. It's probably just equal at this point. The bishop never got a happy life. Yeah, I kind of lied that the bishop was going to get out. He ended up setting up for the next game. All right. Fade 21. Let's go. But thanks again to Blindfold Cheese for the game. Let's play d4 here. e6, huh? All right, I'll play French. e6 is an invitation to transpose into the French defense. Play knight d2, the Tarrasch. Let's play something a little unorthodox here. Usually white plays e5 in this position, but I'm not feeling those theoretical lines, so let's go here. And now what? Knight f3? I think knight f3 is the move here. All right, I'll play e5 at this point and then c3. We're going to potentially gambit a pawn because I know black can take and play queen b6 or queen b6 right away. We're going to see how a gambit shapes up. There are 122 challenges right now. Someone was asking about that. Official blessing in the chat. So yeah, a lot of challenges. Okay, I have a vague recollection of this line. Do I play bishop e3 here? Maybe not. a3? I don't know. a3, try to meet this with this, I guess. Hello, Sidetracked Owl. Here's your answer. Let's go here in bishop e3. Striving for counterplay. It's probably going to go all the way back to d8. That's what I would do if I were playing black here. Now what? I need to strike quickly with no mercy. But I don't see how to do that. Black is ready to castle. Let's play queen c2. I'm going to offer the b4 pawn as well. This will at least make black hesitate to castle because of the h7 weakness. So I wouldn't be surprised to see something like h6. Yes, it was Sidetracked Owl. Yeah, I had a great time there. Hello, R. Beasley. Good to see you. E6. Dare I take this pawn? I think so. I think we're going to capture because if G6 we take, and I think White's king is going to be in trouble. Oh, thank you, Cookie Beard. Yeah, this mic has been working out great. Is it hot where you guys are at? I feel like it's really hot in a lot of parts of the world right now. When I left New Orleans a couple days ago, it was like 85 degrees Fahrenheit at 8 in the morning. I got up early and went to get coffee, and it was already just really quite hot. I think it's like 90 here in Minnesota, which I do not like. I'm not a fan of the heat. San Francisco, that's where we got to go, yeah, to defend against the heat. Speaking of defense, I'm having to maintain this defense of the bishop really far out here. Hello, Julian. He was asking why I didn't have any coffee. I do have some coffee right here, which I spilled some of it on myself earlier. Might be time to retreat this guy. He's threatening e5, though. All right, let's go here. I'm still daring him to play g6. I'm still going to take if he does. Let's try to get rid of that. I'm a little worried about the b4 pawn, but I think I'm going to play in favor of the initiative. g5, that's interesting. g5. I like it. That's a creative move. He's going to go g4, I guess. Black is pulling out all the bag of tricks here. The entire bag. Let's take. John, why are you so materialistic in chess, gorging on all you could find? Hey, now, I was playing a gambit in this game. That's not true. No, but I am pretty materialistic. I actually do have to agree with that. I'm going to try to go here. This pawn is fine. I can take that whenever I want. So this is a weird game. I feel like I'm getting something now, though. We're making some progress. The clock, though, is a big factor, of course, for both sides. I think he's just not going to make it on the clock. Let's take here. All right. Thank you, Fed, for the game. Let me take a quick look here. I think we were following theory for a while. How do they usually play this? Yeah, knight takes d4, queen takes, knight f3. This is all normal. Queen a4. I remember that move. As soon as I saw that move in the database here, just triggered my memory. Queen a4. Yeah, because you send the queen to g4 a lot in this position. How many of you knew that? So if black plays something like bishop e7 here, so the knight is pinned. If black does this and tries to castle, I think you send the queen here. Very creative maneuver, right? And then if black castles, they run into bishop h6. Official Blessing knew it. Harry Taylor knew it. What is the name of this line? Or this gambit, rather? I feel like I should know the name of it, but does it say in the PGN? French defense, closed variation. I want to say that the gambit itself has a name, but okay. So if you get in this position, the center is fragile and you are losing a center pawn as white, but if you play actively enough, you can claim some compensation. So queen a4 is an important move there. With this maneuver in mind. Not something you'd probably find in an actual game. The Milner berry is a little bit, well, I guess it could be a Milner berry, right? Because the Milner berry usually happens out of the advance, though. I don't know. Something to look into. Maybe drop a comment in the YouTube archive version in the future if you know what gambit that was. You are a GM, Harry. You're a GM, Harry. Oh, 2582. Wow. From Egypt. Okay. Let's do this. White's going to go for d4. You know what? Let's mix it up. Let's play knight c6. He's a GM from Egypt. Maybe. You never know. Do I take or do I play e5? Let's take. I feel like we might be able to inflict some structural damage on White's position. Gotta watch the dark squares though. No doubt. E5 maybe? Nah, e5 bishop g5 is asking for it. Let's go bishop d7. Might be a little bit cramped here, but we'll find out. Delineator says, I hate playing black in these positions. Yeah, you just got to be careful is the main thing. Right? Because you're cramped. I'm going to try to send the knight to g7. We're going to fianchetto the knight. I would not recommend trying this at home unless you know what you're doing. I am a semi-trained professional. Still want to play this e5 move, but I'm not sure because he can take. And then d6 is always pretty loose. f5. e5 take, bishop takes, rook comes over. Yeah, that's not good. Let's play f6. We're going to dig in here. We're digging in the trenches. Don't write me off so soon, guys. Don't write me off so soon. Have some faith. My bishop's a little sad right now, along with other pieces, but trench warfare, yeah. I almost played g5, but I don't want to give white any leverage with h4. I feel like h4 is coming, so let's try to maybe put pressure on the pawns, at least in the short term. Maybe I go for b5 is an idea. Puts a stop to that. Let's go here, maybe rook g8. How about that? More trench warfare coming. Oh, he wants the whole pie. He doesn't want the crumbs. He wants the whole pie. Name that movie. I actually watched it on this trip. Ooh, that's a good move. He's going to transfer the rook. I got to be careful once again. Let's go here. I'm not feeling good about this, though. I'm increasingly agreeing with you guys. Ugh. No. No, no, no. I don't know how to prevent a pawn roller from being created. I guess I got to take here and hope. At least he can't check me here, but that's about the only thing I have going for me. Can win an exchange, maybe. Take here. Oh, he's going to take h5. Well, I don't know. I don't see much, so we're going to try this. Pin? Something. It's not enough, but it's an attempt. Yeah, that's painful. F6. I'm losing now. I lost. Yeah, that was not looking good. After G6, Bishop E8, I'm hanging on by a thread, like trying to pin, but White found a way through G7. I think Queen H4 is also good. So, very good game. You are a GM, Harry. Says, I'm an actual G. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. I've been through this before on my channel with a certain girl from Egypt. I don't know. There's not that many Egyptian grandmasters. I'm just saying. Just saying. And like half of them, or maybe all of them, have been playing at the World Cup. But nevertheless, very good game. This player's 2,800 bullet, 2445 rapid. I got outplayed here. They sufficiently punished me for giving up the dark square bishop. That was well played. I just want to see where things start to go south. Computer doesn't like this opening. You know, the engines increasingly dislike openings where you give up center space. So, yeah, playing with fire here, the way in which I inflicted the pawn structure damage, but have to be very careful on the dark squares, it just did not turn out very well for me. And I think White exploited it pretty nicely, too. So, thanks for the game. Very well done. So, I take a L today. Virax Mulis is next. Let's play the Pirts. It was Carlson's Egyptian account. Yes, he's celebrating his victory over Aryan Tari by playing me anonymously in 3-0 with an Egyptian flag. You could play Bishop E6 or King E8 here. Let's play King E8. Never seen a Knight Fianchetto workout. Yes, I did give the caveat that you probably don't want to try it at home. Wouldn't put it past Magnus, indeed. Okay, and now do I play... Oh, how do I play this? Think, John. Think. I think I play Bishop D6 at this point. Let's go here. That is true. Yeah, you just because you have a certain flag doesn't necessarily mean you're in that country. I think Lichess does allow you to choose what flag you want. All right, let's defend. Defend this guy. Maybe F5 was possible. We'll try to boot this knight, though, soon. Maybe White will castle, though. I think I would castle here if I were White. All right, so let's boot the knight while we have the chance. Possible pawn expansion coming, B4. Or maybe knight here to attack this pawn first. John, do you ever play the Czech Benoni? I don't play the Czech Benoni, but well, I have played it a couple times. I think I actually played it against Alina Kashlinska in the I Am Not a GM tournament last year. But yeah, I don't play it. You know, if you want to know how to play the Czech Benoni, check out Ben Feingold's videos because he does play it. And also check out the games of Bent Larsen as well, the legendary Danish player Bent Larsen. I've looked at a few of his games in the Czech Benoni. They've been pretty instructive. Okay, I like this position now. I like this pawn mass. It controls a lot of territory. Oftentimes you can just roll with your king in the center here. So king e7 will connect the rooks together. We'll defend the bishop. Check them out. Yes. B3. Okay, so if I advance one of these pawns, white's going to advance the other one and close it down more than likely. That doesn't mean we won't do it necessarily, but we have to be aware of that. Let's go h5. I'm just going to try to gain some space now. Let's send a rook over. Hanging Pawns also has a great series on the Benoni. Okay. How's Hanging Pawns doing, by the way? I haven't checked out his channel recently. I know he's been playing again. Tournament chess. I think he had a rough tournament not long ago, but hopefully he's still keeping at it. I don't know if I should take that pawn. And I maybe should have used the other rook. I'm not sure. Let's take. Let's get rid of the dead weight here. Let's advance f5. Maybe a little bit risky. My king is open here, but I think I can get away with it. K the Joker says, hey, John, if an IM offers you a trade of a bishop like you just did, my gut is always to decline it because you're doing it because you think it helps you. Well, I would caution against that, using that logic to determine your decisions. Because anytime you're deferring to your opponent's strength in the decision making, I tend to think it's a bad thing. As in, they might be misevaluating it too. That scenario has to be evaluated by the position in front of you for sure. Let's go here. I think you're talking about that light square bishop, right? I'm a little nervous for my king safety, but white does not have much time. Let's go here and maybe rook f6. Or knight e6 maybe. Might be a good move here. Control the g7 square a little bit. We could poke with bishop c5. Could also take h2. Probably even better. This is kind of a double attack. Is that knight trapped? Is knight g8. Could have played knight g8 at the end. So, thank you, VRAX, for the game. Yeah, bishop for knight. Oh, you might mean this one, like bishop for knight here. Black does end up with doubled pawns, but black can later try to play f5 and offload them. Yep, thank you for the game. This position has quite a bit of theory involved. And again, like right here, black can play bishop e6 or king e8. I was kind of blanking on how to handle it after bishop g5. I guess I want to play knight bd7 here. This isn't played so much. And then if knight b5, I guess you go check. And then here, or bishop d6 right away. Okay, bishop d6, and then this is a threat too. Okay, that's good to know. So it would be preferable probably to defend my knight on f6 with my knight. I didn't play this because knight b5 crossed my mind, and I wasn't sure how to respond to that. But yeah, bishop d6 can be played. And that is an okay trade for black because you get the two pawns towards the center. The d5 square is a little bit weak, but white has traded a knight that often would be bound for the d5 square if this were a Sicilian. Actually, Magnus won a really nice game with this structure against Vallejo Pons, the Spanish grandmaster, Francisco Vallejo Pons. Another guy who wasn't in World Cup, by the way, but was quite strong, like 2,700. Okay. Who's next? Theosis 101. Let's do this. Let's get this rolling. Good luck. Oh, Hung Knight, thank you for that question. You can check out my channel. It's just my name, John Bartholomew. So feel free to follow me on either YouTube or Twitch or both. Let's play a Grunfeld maybe. Or some sort of fianchetto line, huh? Let's go d5. No, not Carlsen versus Lele Pons. Lele Pons is, I think, an online influencer. Francisco Vallejo Pons. We'll attack this pawn. The Grunfeld has some elements of like the Alekhine defense, trying to attack the center aggressively with knights, I've noticed. When will Lichess.org become Twitch partner? Really? The channel is not Twitch partner? That would be surprising to me. E5? Let's advance E5. Try to trade off in the middle. We'll just make the swap here if white does indeed take. Oh, interesting, Walker Boy. Okay, I didn't know that. So due to the dual streams, that's a reason not to become partner if you don't want to. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, Lichess is, or sorry, Twitch is particular about their agreement with that. I have not played a Traxler yet, by the way. I have been keeping that in mind that someone wanted to see me play the Traxler. That would require some cooperation on White's part to even get in that. And to be fair, I have not met E4 with E5. I'm not a big E4, E5 player because I really dislike facing all the random gambits that White can throw at you. The Danish, the Evans, Vienna, even the King's Gambit, even though a lot of people would welcome the King's Gambit. I just don't like having to remember how to refute all those gambits. But I'll try to play E4, E5. We'll give it a shot. Good position here for me. White's probably still okay, but I'm getting a slight initiative. Knight C4, maybe bishop here. I feel like bishop C3 is coming. Maybe I go bishop C4, therefore. Can still play bishop C3, though. Let's go knight D5, just so I can try to take the dark square bishop. And then we'll go here. Hey, John, is there any risky gambit you're having fun to play? Yeah, risky gambits. I mean, I played random gambits before. I'm not a big gambitier, I gotta say. But I played stuff like, Amon Hamilton's variation in the England gambit, where you take B2 with the queen and then you sacrifice the queen on C3. I played stuff like that. I played gambits in the Scandinavian, like knight F6 on move 2. But gambiting is not my default style by any means. I play Smith-Morra Gambit a lot for white. That's a fun one. I've had some interesting games there. This feels like trouble for white. Yeah, big time trouble. Rook takes D1. I have this, and that rook is undefended. Okay. Theosis, thanks for the game. I think this is all theory. I don't know that this line is that promising for white. Well, evidently, yeah, D5, we're still heavily in theoretical waters. I'm not an expert on this variation at all. So excuse my ignorance. I think I've maybe seen this before, like the knight coming to C4. I can try to play this at some point. But yeah, it looks like D5 is the move if you want to try for an advantage. So thanks for the game. We still got well over 100 challenges. So thanks for all the support today, guys. Quite a few viewers on both platforms. Let's play E4 against Henrik. The Caro. Should we try the advanced variation? D5, E5? Oh, he played E5. Okay, well, that's interesting. Let's take it. I assume Queen A5 check is going to be played. No, Queen E7. Okay, I don't know about this. This looks suspicious. This does not look like a line you want to play as black. But you never know. Let's go E5. Hello, Aquatic Merlin. That's good to hear. All right. I want to try to keep my edge in this position. So what to do? Maybe queen d4? Hit the knight, also defend here. Black can play d6 perhaps, but I think even queen takes d6 would be fine at that point. Maybe some minor compensation for black, but it looks pretty bad. Yeah, knight h6 going backwards. This doesn't feel right. I'm going to castle over here. We're just going to castle, play knight e4, maybe bishop c4 coming up. Up a pawn, almost fully coordinated. Must be good. Ooh. Yeah, knight e4 is starting to look real good, but let's go here first. I want to stop black from castling. But a lot of times when they've weakened this d6 square, you want to be navigating that knight in. So I think that's up next for me. Can he fork me? Can he go here? Then I would take en croissant. Bishop takes d4. I would take e7. It's still probably good for me. Okay, now though I can check and pick up the bishop. Yeah, this is dead winning. Check. Bring this to the center. I don't see an immediate mate or continuation of the attack, so let's just bring more pieces into the mix. I know, right? Croissant sounds really good right now. On croissant. Croissant. Ooh. Another piece gone here due to the pin. Do I like to play Carol Khan? Someone asked on the YouTube chat. I play it every once in a while, yeah. I like playing it because it has similarities to my favorite opening, the Scandinavian Defense. They're brothers. Very structurally similar. You often get these positions with pawns on c6 and e6. So yeah, I do enjoy playing it. Reliable opening for sure. One of the soundest defenses against e4. You ruined it. I'm always going to call it like that. Yeah, you should. Let's go e6 next move. We're going to collapse the position against d7. Takes. Now, if I was really cruel, I could just go here right away, which I think I will. We're not going to address the rook on f3. Hi, A1 Games. Yeah, I haven't posted on YouTube for a while, but now that I am finally back, we're going to ignore the bishop too. Back, and also I'm fully moved into my new place. I will get back to posting on YouTube in the near future. Yeah. Nah, time to take the rook. Let's take it with a pawn. Okay. Henrik, thank you for the game. Probably just a dubious line. I thought maybe on d takes e5 you were going to play queen a5 check and recover the pawn, but I don't think these moves mix so well, c6 and e5. But thank you for the game, yes. All right. John 005, let's do this. What opening have I not played? Let's play some b3. Does that response even have a name? I don't think I've ever seen that line. No. Maybe I've seen the position with queen a5 check. There's a variation in the Pirts that's kind of similar, but I don't think I've seen the way that my opponent in that last game played. We'll attack here. Thank you, Jaybird. I'd like to do a series like that on Lichess, actually, yeah. Let's play c4. He's defending the pawn on e5. Okay, now I could play c5 if I wanted and try to deflect the bishop so I can take here. I think I'm going to avail myself of that possibility. All right, what now? Bishop takes c6 or knight takes d7, perhaps? I think I'm going to go here and then queen c2. Try to attack the pawns on c6, maybe c7 later. The John off, yeah. You guys have any favorite players you're rooting for in the World Cup? We're getting down to it now. Well, at least the initial rounds are over with. There's some tiebreaks to be played for the current round. Bobby, Dubov, Tang. Tang is out, unfortunately. Yeah, Andrew lost in the first round. Congratulations to Sindarov, by the way, for beating Firouzja. Amazing result. It's Castle. Thank you, NM Game Over. Appreciate it. I know you've been doing some Lichess play streams as well, so I've tuned in a couple times to those when I've had the chance. Good stuff. GM Vidit, people are rooting for. Yeah, Dubov's a good one to root for. He's a lot of fun. Jeffrey Zhang is still in. Yeah, he won on demand today to force a tiebreak. Bacro. GM COVID looking strong, eliminated several good players. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I have been there before, Heitstein. Yeah, shout out to the Good Night, which is the chess theme bar in Oslo. Cool spot. And a really good location, too. Okay, black took their eye off the ball here. They're giving me the c6 pawn. Now, how to continue? Kind of tempted to take here, but I don't think it's necessarily best. Probably just back the knight off, huh? Maybe d6. GM Cramling, like Pia Cramling with a C. Mother of Anna Cramling. Yeah, she's strong. And of course, that question applies to the Women's World Cup as well. Let's go d3. I'm going to try to do d3, knight d2. I just want to get coordinated here. Yeah, Karyakin's looking good so far. He hasn't seemed to have too many problems. I mean, Magnus has won all his games in Classical. I think Magnus is, what? Is he, how many in a row has he won? 6? Play f4. Well, this is a risky move to play. I'm allowing black to play this, but fortunately, I think I can play d4 or something against that. Still a little bit risky. Little bit risky here. Oh, yeah, I guess maybe he did have a bye in the first round, so. Oh. I like the line Magnus played against Tari today, by the way. It was a Taimanov. Or it might have been, yeah, I think it was a Taimanov. And he had the 2 bishops, and his dark square bishop was really strong in that game. Yep, thank you, John005, for the game. So I personally, although this is theoretical, John, I personally don't like the lines where black goes d5 and e5 against the bishop being here. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but I do feel it kind of plays into white's hands in preparation a little bit. So white will often pressure you in the way that I did. So if you want a simple workaround, I usually play just d5 against b3 on move 1. And then on bishop b2, I often play bishop g4, which interferes with white's e3 plan. You could play this like a reverse London. You can play this without putting a pawn on e5 if you want, is my point. So thanks for the game. Cookie Beard. Hopefully we get a game in. a1, b2 is the next player, though. Let's play knight f3. Thank you, the lasso. Yeah, I am in a new pad. That's right. Let's play like a Tory against g6 and bishop g7. Go c3 now. Block the bishop. My opponent told me to have fun. That's nice of him or her. What about Fedoseev? Yeah, strong player. I played him a couple times. Thoughts on the modern defense? I like to play that in blitz. Perfectly fine opening. Some would consider it kind of risky at the classical level. But if you're comfortable with giving your opponent more central space, operating with the fianchettoed bishop, you can by all means play it. I agree with you, Cookie Beard. Yeah. There's a lot of really strong Russian players that I think people tend to forget about because Russia has so much top level chess talent. But yeah, I mean, the Fedoseevs, the Artemyevs, Dubov even I feel is like a little more of a well-known name, but there's just a ton of super strong Russian players. Yeah, Andreikin. Oparin was in the tournament. Grigory Oparin. Let's take this one. I like my position here. Take here. I want to take with the rook. I feel like, no, he takes the pawn. Okay, so I want to get my knight to c4 and pressure him, but first I got to make sure I don't run into issues on e4. So let's go here. I almost played bishop takes f6, but I think I can wait for this. Go knight c4. Yeah, Fabiano did lose. Great result for Jumbayev. Congratulations to him. Okay, so now the queen is hit. I actually think, queen d8 would not be a good move. It was possible when the knight was on f6, but I was about to say I actually think queen d8 would be a decent move. But no, scratch that. Let's take with the rook. I'm not going to take with the knight, even though it would pressure here and here. We're going to take with the rook, because this knight might be destined for d6. I also keep an eye here. So I don't mind doing that. Got good long-term pressure. Rook coming over here. These bishops are awful for black. Black's probably going to have to give up a pawn and suffer, I hope. These are the types of positions I love to play. Okay, rook e7, tenacious. Let's go here. We're going to double. We're going to doble. Now, bishop c8, maybe knight b6. I can win a pawn. I mean, maybe white can, or black rather, can defend in an opposite color bishop position, but it looks rough. Yeah, Cookie Beard, I showed you my Fabiano card, right? My brother gave this to me. I showed this on the last stream, too. That's a signed Fabiano Goodwin's Champions card. Oh, the autofocus is really bad here, but if you watch the archive version later, you can read that if you want. Okay. Let's try not to lose on time. They should do like jersey cards for chess. You know how sports cards have little jersey cards? Like, I want to buy a small piece of like Magnus Carlsen's world championship jacket, you know? When he plays game 1 in the upcoming world championship against Jan Nepomniachtchi. After the fact, you should be able to buy like a little snippet of his jacket, you know? Yeah, this was too tough for Black to defend. Thanks for the game, A1, B2. So I think the A4 move was well timed here. Because against A4, ideally Black would like to play A6. But A6 would just run into takes here, and Black can never take back with the A pawn because of the hanging rook. So I do think B5 was somewhat premature because Black's a little bit worse after this, probably. I was mostly playing against those weaknesses. Maybe rook takes E5, somewhat better chances. But even there, it kind of looks like I can take, maybe trade, bishop G3. There's a lot of weaknesses to be had. Yeah, sign boards are a thing, absolutely. So you can get a signed board by top level players for sure, if you're so inclined. Saint Sarok. Okay, let's play. I said I might try to play a Traxler, so let's see if we can get into that. Nope, Re Lopez. All right. Let's think what I want to do here. You know what? People were asking about the Latvian. Let's play the Schliemann. The Schliemann is better than the Latvian, also known as the Danish Gambit. I played this in exactly one classical game, and I won it. And it was kind of a surprise weapon at the time, so like that's why I didn't continue playing it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Saint Sarok. That's cool to hear. But yeah, I haven't played this line for a really long time. But it's interesting. So E takes F5. How do I play here? Let's go E4. Go here. Shades of the elephant gambit in a way. Don't even know if E4 is the move. I wonder if I should just do this. We'll check it out afterwards. Who are my Danish experts in the chat? There's a chessable repertoire on the Danish gambit, but obviously I have not studied it. Let's take this way. So we open up the attack here. Now knight D4, I'm going to play C5 more than likely. Maybe queen E5. But I was leaning in the direction of C5. Let's do that. Kick the knight away so we can take. I have signed some boards. You guys know what square I sign whenever someone gives me a blank board to sign? Don't overthink it. Yeah, it's the D5 square. Absolutely. Let's attack here. This is defended, I guess, but maybe bishop G4. Also, maybe bishop D6 is on the way. Yeah, D5. I love my TeamSkandy square. Yeah, you got a diffuser. I did long castle, yeah. Lasso, I think Grandmaster Setharuman has a Danish gambit course as well. I bet someone in the chat probably has it. Let's take here. Open the position for the bishops, especially because I'm taking aim at the c4 pawn. Ben Feingold never signs f3. Yeah, what square would Ben sign? Does Simon Williams sign f5? No, he probably signs one of the h-file squares like h4 for Harry. Maybe h2? Ah, knife f5. Yeah. Well, yeah, he has a saying for a lot of different squares. f5, though, is a pretty good bet, I think. Knife f5. We should ask him. We should tweet at him. Does Greg Shahadi ever sign d5? It'd probably help his chess to do so. But no, I don't think he does. Rosen signs g5. Oh, yeah, g5 is a thing in his chat, isn't it? Ooh, let's try to bait white. We got to try to bait St. Sarek. Have I played OTB already post-COVID? I have not, no. My last tournament, this is so bad, but my last tournament was September of 2019. Can you guys believe that? I looked it up like a month ago because I was like, how long has it been since I played over the board? September of 2019. Let's go here and maybe try for rookie 2. Oh, very nice, Cookie Beard. That'll be a lot of fun for you. Enjoy. Check. I can just start running up with my king. Ooh, now white's facing the full brunt of the rooks. The rook pair. How do I finish this off, though? This looks good, but I don't think there's a follow-up. So we're just going to play solid. We're going to play b6. Very nice little cluster here. We're harvesting all the pawns. Give me all the pawns. All right. St. Sarek, thanks for the game. Yeah, thanks for your kind comment, by the way. Let's check the analysis board real quick. So against the Jaenisch, I do think d3 or d4 are two of the best moves. Or sorry, not d4 in this position. Yeah, d3 is one of the top ones. Knight c3 also. Knight c3 leads to this line, which I'm never quite sure. Like d5, knight takes e5. This like long forcing line. Maybe some of you have studied. I won't like get into this because I don't really remember it myself. But there's a lot of like forcing variations here that I'm not sure are advantageous for white. But if you want just like a simple response, I do think d3 makes sense. F takes e4 or knight f6 played. And I know there's a line I've seen recommended where white can try to menace queen c4 at various times. And it, in effect, prevents black from castling because of the check picking up the bishop. So maybe look into that. But yeah, e takes f5. You can see this has been played, but white doesn't score particularly well. A lot of draws on this line, though. So I guess we're following theory here. Now I played c5, which is not best. Queen e5, on the other hand. Wow, look at all the draws here. Queen e5. Why is this so drawish? Oh, it's a repetition. There's been dozens of games that have seen this repetition. That's a weird one. Huh, it's interesting. And against c5, the computer says white should go here. And if I take, I'm guessing white can quickly attack the e4 pawn or even play queen b5 check. Try to fork this and this. Try to force me to play this kind of cosmetically ugly queen c6 moves, taking on the triple isolated. Okay. So, yeah. That's the theoretical landscape here. Queen e5. Knight h6 looks interesting too, or knight f6. Schliemann attack. Yeah. as made famous by Josh Waitzkin in the movie Searching for Bobby Fischer when he plays it against the Park Hustler. The guy's like, what's that? The Schliemann attack. And I think he says that line before he even plays the move F5. All right. Who we got up next? We're let's maybe play one more and then we'll play the horsey game. The Bon Cloud horsey. Good luck, N Park. Let's do this. All right, let's try one more time. Okay, no Traxler. White instantly played D3, so no Traxler today. Okay, White's playing a little quick and losing a pawn here. Take. Castle with check, always nice. Let's play F6. We'll just shut down any knight takes E5 business. Go after this pawn, maybe. Ooh. So that opens this line towards the white king. I think knight C2 is just good here because I hit the rook and the bishop. If rook B1, I can take. I'm also thinking if there's some way I can set up a mating idea. Like a knight A3 type move, but I don't think that's working. So let's just bank the material. That was not a move I expected. Let's take it. Yeah, it might have been a mouse slip. So he went right back. Hello, Joe. This is cheers from California. Thank you for tuning in, Joe. Now, rook E1, bishop here, or maybe bishop G5. Although you can take E4, actually, at that point. So we shall see. Playing this to stop knight F5. We're going to connect our pawns together, create a connect 4. And maybe the knight is in some poor shape at this point. Kind of seems that way. Get behind our pawn. Hello, Jamie. This is hi from England. Connect 4, yeah. All right, these pawns look unstoppable. Push this one. Yeah, sorry, Andrew Jackson. Definitely can't play everyone. So I do appreciate everyone who challenges. Sorry if you didn't get a game today. There are other Lichess Plays streams. I'm averaging about once per week. And there are other Lichess Plays streamers too. So you'll have other chances. Also, I play viewers on my own channel sometimes. You can check me out. Twitch.tv/John Bartholomew. As Nightbot just put in the chat. Thank you, Arex. Shout out to Arex as well. N Park. Yeah, thanks for the game. Played a little bit too quickly. Lost a pawn on D4. You know, sometimes people think at the lower levels that you don't want to initiate trades. But that is not inherently bad. It doesn't really mean much. But some people do have this mentality, not necessarily saying N Park, that if your opponent offers like a pawn trade, especially in the center of the board, that you don't want to be the one to initiate it and accept it. But here, White needs to do that because there's two attackers, only one defender. White could play knight D2 perhaps, but I would take on D5 if I were you, N Park. All right, are you guys ready? You know the drill. We're switching to our favored set. And we're going to play the Bon Cloud. I have yet to lose or even draw, I think. Maybe I've drawn one of these Bon Cloud games, but we're playing E4 King E2 or E5 King E7. I want to say no matter what, but the problem with doing it as black is if White plays E3 or E4, you respond E5, and they go Queen H5. They happen to play Queen H5. You can get mated, right? Queen H5, King E7, Queen takes E5. So I can't commit to doing it. I got to do it here. Okay, well, White didn't take my pawn on E5, but we're playing a 2054. Wonder Guy, did you have a question mark? Okay, so maybe they appear pretty good. This is still risky. But let's see what happens here. Let's go G6 maybe. Fianchetto the bishop. Knight F6. Let's just develop. Let's go H6. Keeps the pin, keeps the pressure. Let's attack the bishop. Let's push him back a little bit. And I'm thinking queen b6 after this. We're being very aggressive with our pawns. They seem eager. They seem content to move forward. Offended, but okay. It's not you, Wonder Guy. It's me. All right. Now rook e8. I think we're going to try to slide the king back. I kind of need to. I need to bring the king to safety because rook e1. I can't go forward, even though in the Bond Cloud often you do want to go forward. We can't justify it. Now I'm going to go here and pretend that I blundered. Bishop takes f6 followed by queen takes h6. But there will be problems with the knight. Actually, he might be able to get away with that. I think he can actually get away with that. So he might be able to win a pawn. Queen d2, he wants to take back on that. That seems like a fine move. I think you should roll with queen d2. Yeah, just play. All right. Let's go. So this could be a threat. Take and then take here. Knight here, maybe? I don't know. That kind of invites f3, doesn't it? Maybe reinforce. They could move the knight. I got to worry about d6 as well. So many pawns I got to worry about. This, also tempting, but probably unsound. I don't rightly know. I'm at a loss. We're just going to play knight g4. That was one of the moves that came to mind. That's fair, Lichess. That's why we only play it with it for one game. Yeah, he just moves the knight. This pawn is an issue for sure. That's the thing I was grappling with there. So I think I'm going to have to simply give up a pawn. I can't defend it. We're going to move over. Okay, he doesn't want it, though. He's not taking. I would have taken on d6 if I were him. Now he does. Okay, this is a little bit different at this point, though. Take, check. And queen takes g6. Got to watch out for that. Take, queen d8, maybe? Queen d8, I'll go here, and we'll try to extricate ourselves from the pin situation. Might be a bit tricky, but we'll see if we can. Play bishop d8, okay. Let's go b4. Let's put the pawns to work. There, I think I stand a decent chance of getting my knight in the game. Still, I don't know. Now I can take here at least. We'll develop. I'm on the bishop. I'm also threatening bishop c3, importantly. Oh, he missed the attack. The rooks are getting in at this point. They're aggressive. They're causing problems. They're in the game. Mate threat. Mate threat on the board. I don't know why I didn't mate him. For some reason, I thought this defended against the mate, but it didn't. Okay. Well, we get the victory anyways, despite not playing mate in 1 at the end. Thank you, thank you. Good game, good game. I think if white had played queen takes b6 here and then rook b8, rook d8. So white did take, right? Rook d8 right now. That would have been trouble because that pin, I don't know if white's going to win the knight immediately because I can play something like bishop e5, but it would be awkward for sure. I'd be all gummed up on the back rank. So, yeah, Boncloud not looking good there. I think the strategy that white employed was generally good against it. Trying to pin and then target some of the weaknesses that it was making in trying to push white back. But maybe like f4 somewhere, e5, or yeah, maybe even bishop takes f6 around here. Bishop f6, queen h6, bishop g7, queen f4. Also good for white. Threatening mate. When you see mate in 1, look for a better move. Yeah, classic chess advice. All right, so we take that final game, but I did take a loss. The alleged grandmaster from Egypt took me down. That was a nice game by them. So congratulations to that player. Thank you all for playing and tuning in and challenging today. Once again, sorry if we didn't get to your challenge. There's over 100 plus challenges in the queue at any given time, so it's always difficult. But this was a lot of fun. I will be back again soon, probably in another week, maybe on Sunday. Thanks again to No Joke Chess and all the mods. Thanks to the viewers on YouTube as well. Can't forget about you guys, even though there is spam going on in the YouTube chat. Yeah, you guys all have a good start to your week. I'll see you again soon. We're going to raid Mircea Talou. So go check out Mircea Talou's stream.